depend on your own credit situation, your own financial situation, and which lender you qualify for. But the unique thing, if you do pursue the cash out refinance strategy, is the money you put in when you refinance, you get that money back plus extra, and you still have equity in the property, and you still have a tenant paying your mortgage down. So that's what we mean when we say get all the money you put in back. There's no other real, cute way to say it. But the money that you do put in, you get back. So in the end, and Susan will talk a little bit about this, in the end, once you refinance that property and you have someone in that, you're basically playing with the house's money, and you've got money in your pocket from the transaction. So then it becomes a kind of an infinite return on, not infinite return on investment. So say, for instance, you put in $5,000 of your own money, and you ended up getting back $20,000 in cash and $10,000 in equity. So then your return is what? What's 20,000 plus 10,000 divided by 5? That's what, a 600% return on your money. But you get that return.
Okay, so again, who we are a real estate investing company. We're local. We have an office, not a P.O. box. We have an office in Tucker, Georgia. And we consider ourselves to be the premier investor resource. You can go to Georgia RIA, look at Investor to Investor and all those other publications, you'll see us. We're out there. This is something, like we said, that we do all the time. And this year marks our 9th year in business.
Well, we do. We provide investment properties and resources to new and experienced investors. So that's why I wanted to kind of see what the room looked like in terms of experience. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we have people that have never bought an investment property before that have come through our system, and we have people that have bought 40. I think we got one client in California that's got, multi-million dollar portfolio and properties in all states across the country, or not all, but, maybe 5 or 6, I can exaggerate and say all. But 5 or 6 of the major growth states in the country, and that's one of our clients. We got, someone like Glenn who's, bought 3 properties, and his brother bought 3 properties from us. So, and we got people all the way in between. So, it doesn't matter where you are. We offer wholesale properties to investors. This is something that we'll talk about more, 65 to 70 cents on the dollar. So if the house is worth $100,000, the figurative $100,000 house, then you're going to purchase that house between $65,000 and $70,000, taking into consideration your purchase price plus your repairs. So when we say 65, 70 cents on the dollar, that's what we're talking about. The purchase and your repairs included. And we provide our clients with turnkey resources and service providers that allow them to maximize their profit potential. Because the one thing that we've learned is that you don't need to be in this business by yourself. A person who's in this real estate investing thing by themselves is going to lose. I mean, if you've got people around you, then you increase your success rate, what is it, infinitesimally? Something like that, exponentially.
Yeah.
Because it's important. And Susan will talk about this too. I mean, the reason why people are successful is because of the resources and the other people around them. And that's what the turnkey system is about. I mean, when we first started out in this business, and I think I've got someone from my old school, Ike, who could tell you about some of those scars and some of those arrows in your back and stupid decisions that if I had known what I know now, I never would have done. But then again, I guess I never would have been where I am now. So, it's just one of those things that you're able to utilize and kind of take advantage of the experiences that we have and the care that we take in assessing other people. Because, yes, we provide you with the property, but, there's contractors to assess, there's mortgage brokers, there's private lenders, there's property management companies, there's tenant finding companies, there's real estate agents. There's all different people involved in this whole real estate thing, and what we do is we put them all together under one umbrella. Not Visionary per se, but the resources and the affiliated companies of Visionary, so that you can have a good overall experience from A to Z, from step 1 to step 100. So that it's not a perfect system. There still might be some bumps in the road here and there. We're not going to say it's going to be, turnkey does not equal perfect. Let me just get that out. It does not mean perfect. But we do everything we can to put the right resources in your hands to make sure that if you buy a property, that you know exactly who's going to do what, when, where, how, and you have the best people in the line to do that.
Right. And I just want to add to that too. Like, you know, I tell people, you know, because we really are really passionate about this, because we know the difference that it's made in our lives. You know, we know the things that we're able to do that we weren't able to do before, and we know other people that started out and they, you know, they ran up against some bumps and they stopped, and we see them, you know, still on that same treadmill, still upset, still, you know, not happy with life. And so it's really important to us, because we see, you know, there's no reason for anybody else to reinvent the wheel. There's no reason for anybody else to have to go through some of those things that we went through. And, you know, some of it was, you know, some tough stuff. So once we really got it together, you know, and figured out, then that's what we said. We were like, okay, well, there's no reason for anybody else to have to go through that. Because, I mean, we went through some stuff, you know, just to put it nicely, you know, we did. And so that's why, I mean, and that's why we have this. So, you know, we really screen people. If we have somebody like a contractor that doesn't do what he's supposed to do, then they're out. You know, and so we really, you know, we hold people to a high integrity. You know, we expect that from, you know, our business and our employees and everybody that's affiliated with the system.
All right. How do you profit? Everybody, Lamar, you said you're looking for money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's talk about how you profit. Let's talk about you. What you want. And this is just another thing. Build your nest egg. The majority of millionaires in this country were built with real estate. Kim mentioned that a little while ago. Cash flow, cash flow, and equity, and depreciation. Susan will touch on this too, about her strategy and how she's been able to make a nice amount of money, but appear very poor to certain tax entities legally. Okay, legally, because of the magic of depreciation. Legally. Okay. All right. What is the turnkey system? Like I said, investment properties. Rehab financing, which I'll talk about in a little while, tenant finding, property management, contracting services, cash out refinance sources, ongoing support. Now, we do have some clients that buy and sell, and we do have real estate agents within the system that can help you with that, and other ways to mortgage your property if you don't go the real estate agent route. But it's all part of the turnkey system. There are properties that need repair. Now, they may be minor rehabs, paint, carpet, appliances, ceiling fans, whatever, to medium rehab. Most of the properties are not huge rehabs where every single system, everything in the entire house needs to be replaced. So they're minor to medium rehab, and this is what appeals to a lot of our clients, because they don't have to go in and gut the whole place out. They can still work with some of the existing systems, existing structure of the house. They're primarily in Metro Atlanta. Some are in East Point, some are in College Park, Decatur, Stone Mountain, Lithonia, mostly Fulton and DeKalb County. Some in Clayton, because these are where there tend to be older homes. Most of these are homes that were built probably 40, 50 years ago. And they're in areas where the neighborhoods are turning around, where there's investor activity, where the houses, you know, you may see, you know, 5 beautiful homes, 2 rundown homes, a house that you know really is bad, and then you see, you know, some new construction. So you've got areas where things are moving, things are changing. So it's not going to be your Buckhead areas, it's not going to be what you would consider, quote unquote, pretty house. You know, I'll go into kind of the price points also. Equity, and part of the reason why there's equity is because these are older homes. Anytime you see an area where there's rehab that's needed,